All right, we're back for another Ramsey reaction video. I'm Michael, I'm one of my co-hosts, John, and today we are reacting to their video about the quickest way to pay off $150,000 of debt. Not a small amount by any means. So let's see what they got to say.
Aiden joins us up next in Atlanta. Aiden, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. I've been so eager to get some kind of professional advice from someone.
We'll give you the best we got.
Well, let me tell you, you have arrived at the right
Ken
place.
is a consummate professional.
Today. I don't know. I mean, we're pros, aren't we, George?
That's self-proclaimed.
What's going on, Aiden?
So just real quick, I'm 19 years old. I work for the fire department of my city, and they lowered the age limit, so I was able to be very fortunate, be very blessed to get in a career so young right out of high school.
That's great.
I saved up quite a good bit before I moved out of my mother's house, and I, saved and saved, but I still ended up making, the young, foolish mistake of getting a place and getting a car. Because in my head at the time, I was, thinking, well, I want to stay ahead of my age group. I want to stay ahead of my peers. So why not get a place with a mortgage, and why not get a car that I've always wanted?
Okay, stop. So first of all, 19, that's pretty young.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's fair to disclose you and I still don't own our own houses.
Right.
So
right.
that's kind of a goal for us.
Right.
And I'm curious how old this video is, because obviously if he did it in the last couple of years, it's been a really topsy-turvy market.
Yeah, his house has probably doubled if he bought this before 2020.
Yeah. So maybe his problem's been solved, but I don't know. Also, we don't get we get so many people that call in from New York.
Yeah.
Or like these states with such different environments, and I'm like, Atlanta, it's pricier than us, but that's close. That's just a state over. That's kind of relatable.
Right. Same principles though.
Yeah. So maybe it'll really hit home for us, at least in that way. Hopefully not the amount of debt, but
right.
So I've accrued about $150,000 in debt. I've been able to maintain responsibility and continue to make payments on it.
Wait, hold on, stop.
I still really want my biggest.
So is he saying like the 150,000 is for the car and the house?
Yep.
Oh, that was definitely back in the day. Back in the day, I'm meaning like before 2020. That was definitely, there's no way.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Well, he said he'd saved some money.
This is true. I totally forgot
so he
about
saved
that.
a good chunk. But also, it's like when he's trying to keep up with, because he said he was trying to keep up with his peers. I'm like, 19-year-olds, John, you're mid-20s, you're far ahead with what you've got in your life. You're way more secure. The only thing I can think of that 19-year-olds have is debt and flashy cars. So maybe it's just a really knockoff house, but a really nice car.
Right.
Or a really, really car, but nice house. I don't know. So probably a lot of, Atlanta, you got some flashy cars driving around there. So maybe some extra pressure.
All the competition with all the rappers driving on the highways.
Yeah.
Skyscraper corporate guys.
Yeah. So who knows? We'll see.
Biggest life goal is to have a legacy and create generational wealth, and really just continue to stay ahead. I was just wondering what your thoughts and opinions on what I should do next is.
What's the 150 in debt? Break that down.
So 125 is for this townhouse that I'm staying in.
So it's your mortgage?
100, the mortgage, it's, I believe, $10.50 a month.
Okay. And what's the other 25?
The other, so it's 150. The other part of it is the car note. And the car that I got was, I believe, around $30K. And I'm making payments on that as well. And it's about $500-600 every month.
What's your income?
Basically, I'm sorry?
What's your income?
I would say around 49,000 gross.
Okay.
Not too bad.
And here's what you told me. You said you want to create generational wealth, but your goals and your actions have so far been misaligned. And so I need to know, which one do you actually want?
I know I can't have my cake and eat it too, but I definitely want.
Well, you said you want to get ahead of your peers. That's different than generational wealth. Getting ahead with your peers means looking good, which we've succeeded at so far. Generational wealth means we're going to get out of debt and have an inheritance to leave to our children's children. That's what that means to me. And so, comparatively to your income, this is a lot of car for a 19-year-old.
Yes.
I mean, my car is not worth this, and I'm a net worth millionaire. And I'm going.
I'm really super curious if he says what kind of car it is. I think they're just blowing by that, but I'm like, I want to know at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, you know, firefighters, you know, it's a tough job, but they don't always get paid super well. So I'd say 48 is actually not too bad, considering some of the salaries I've seen. So
yeah,
you know,
I mean, to be honest, I don't think he's that over leveraged. I mean, besides the car, like, what did he say? 125?
Yeah,
for the
so
house?
125 in the house, but 1050 for a mortgage payment, at least to me.
Yeah, and I mean, he's
just
making
considering
$4,000 a month before taxes, at least. So he's making at least, you know, 34, 35. I don't know how the retirement and the fire department and all that stuff works, or if they take out insurance or the check, or how that works. But I mean, he's really not that over leveraged. He kind of just messed up on this $30,000 car. So I'm completely agree with.
It could be. Yeah, it could be a thing of just the psychology of it all, because it is such a. And I mean, I know for myself, you know, sometimes I have to like remind myself of like, oh, here's what my goals are. Here's why I shouldn't spend on this, you know, thing I don't need. Yeah. And maybe having somebody like them tell them is going to help.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if all fire departments work this way. So if anybody's in the fire department, be like, no, I'm sorry. But I have a few buddies that are in the fire department, and from hearing conversations and talking to people, you can easily get a second job in the fire department if you needed to. Because like, I'm pretty sure like my friend works like 3 days, like it's like 3 full days. You're like at the fire department, you know, you're sleeping, you're going on calls, blah, blah, blah. You're like, you don't go home. And then 3 days you're like off, or 4 days on, 4 days off, or something, you know what I mean? Or every other day, or so you're kind of like, I feel like you have a lot of time on your hands for a second job. Possibly. I could be wrong about that. So if anyone's in the fire department, I apologize if I hurt your feelings, but that's just kind of what I've always understood.
Yeah. When I'd be curious too, and you know, I've thought about this in the past too, because that to me feels like such a big step, but obviously it's a big step both in terms of sacrificing your time, but also a big step in getting stuff more quickly. Because you know, you can sell things, you can do side jobs, but like a true second job, whether it's part-time, you know, that is a good way to make some money quickly. So yeah, if that's an option, I'm curious. I haven't heard them talk about that much, mainly because I think again they tend to try to just curb the behavior.
Right. Yeah.
But I'd be curious if they bring that up too. So we'll see.
For a 19-year-old to step into that, that's a lot of car. So what is the car worth today?
As far as reselling it, it's been there's been a shortage on the make and model that I got, and that's why I wanted it, because I knew it was going to go pretty fast. And
which means you could sell it for a pretty penny.
But you may
right, they're worth a little bit more.
So how much could you sell it for, top dollar today?
Probably 38.
Okay, and you owe how much left on the loan?
30. I think it's like 30 and some change.
Okay, so it would leave you with $8,000, which you could pay for a used car. It's going to be a whole lot dinkier than the one you're driving now. But that puts you a whole lot closer to becoming a net worth millionaire and having generational wealth. That just leaves you with the mortgage, right?
Yes, sir.
And then making $50K, and you're 19, it's going to continue to go up. How quickly could you pay off the mortgage and begin investing for the future?
Pretty soon. I plan on picking up extra work for another ambulance company.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I wanted to hear. I mean, at your age, you want to get ahead.
Yeah.
This guy is super phenomenal. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I mean, just I don't know how he's carrying himself, how he's like attacking to like figure this out and taking advice. I don't know. You don't see a lot of people that come on Dave Ramsey like, you know, already kind of have a plan. They just needed someone to kind of. It almost seems like he knew what he needed to do in a way.
Yeah.
He just needed someone to like reinsure him and boost him. Like, yeah, go for it. You know.
Yeah, well, definitely at 19 too.
Yeah, this guy's smart.
I still feel like that, and I'm literally twice his age.
Yeah. No, props to that guy. I forget his name, but
well, and you know, congrats on totally calling, by the way, the strategy.
Yeah.
And you know, this is what you're alluding to too, where he's literally like, yeah, I'm gonna take some extra work.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, clearly, you know, they literally got out of their seats a bit and was like, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you know, that could do it.
Yeah.
George is right. You're working more hours, man. And in your world, firefighter, EMT, all that, you can get a lot of overtime, presumably, correct?
Yes. They do a lot of different bonuses and different pop-ups here and there for games and stuff like that, and transporting patients long distances.
Fantastic.
And I know I'm very happy and fortunate to be in this field because I know I have pretty well security in that field.
Well, yeah, you're going to get a great retirement situation there, but then you're going to follow the baby steps. And once you pay this condo off or townhome or whatever, my friend, that is you getting way ahead of your peers in that you have a cash property that you own and you're investing 15% and you got your fireman benefits and you got overtime possibilities and you have promotional opportunities. I mean, it stands to believe you could move pretty high up in the fire department by just the simple fact that you started so young. So you've got a great future ahead of you, but you got to really listen to what George said. I mean, he really challenged you on the mindset side of this, which is what it takes to win with money. Perspective changes my belief, and belief changes my actions. So George is challenging you with a proper financial perspective, and then you begin to see, oh, I believe that he's right. I believe that this is what I should do. And then before you know it, you're living differently, acting differently, and that's the result.
Amen. So Aiden, do you have any savings?
I do have 1,000 put away.
Okay.
I know that being so close paycheck to paycheck has already created me like a good bit of anxiety, which is why I want to get more work because I don't like the feeling of being in this, predicament.
Sounds like a young
you. Just watching the content on YouTube that's available and like just hovering over as we speak, like the whole Financial Peace University, because my mom did it and she's almost done with her mortgage and
awesome.
Just of that nature.
Hey, can I give you an instant ladder to a pay raise? Can I do that for you? Sell the car today. Sell the car today. Go get yourself an $8,000 car and go get you a roommate. So now all of a sudden, if we get a roommate, and let's just say we split the mortgage because you've got a roommate renting with you, and
you charge $600.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, I mean, this is genuinely what I've done myself, though. I've needed a roommate more.
Yeah.
But especially like over the last few years, we've seen so many stories of all kinds of families and individuals hit financially. So you have, like older people, with like college age roommates just because they need to make the bills work. But yeah, if you're in this good a situation as this guy is,
yeah,
if you can put up with him, and in some ways, he may have the hours. He's not home a lot. If he doesn't end up liking this roommate, that's all right. He's not going to be there.
Right.
So
I'm just thinking the only thing that's going in my head when he was like, go get a roommate. That's a great idea. But I'm like, oh man, I hope he doesn't have a girlfriend.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what I mean? She's probably like,
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Mic drop.
I guess long term you could even see, if the girlfriend became a wife, then you have shared finances, you have shared debts as well, depending on how you do it.
Yeah.
Not everybody merges theirs.
Yeah.
But he's 19. I mean, it's even if he does, they can, live life. They're in Atlanta. It's a fun town. They can go do things.
Yeah. I'm not worried about this guy. He's got it figured out. I guarantee if we knew how to call him today, he's got it well figured out. Considering that condo is probably worth $500,000 by now.
Yeah, next time I'm in one of the like nicer areas of Atlanta, I'm probably gonna end up passing this guy.
Yeah.
Just be like, I wish I had his life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you freed up a $600 car
plus
payment.
the car payment. So now you just got a $1,200 raise.
Right.
That's before
That's
overtime, my friend.
And now we can start building that 3 to 6 months emergency fund. Then we can begin investing 15%. Whatever's left, we
And
start
don't forget
attacking
the
mortgage.
margin. There's no anxiety.
Dude, I feel more free
Right.
just talking about this with you, Aiden. And so the question is, and this is a hard thing, I'm not saying it's easy, but you've got to put the blinders on and go, I don't really care what my friends think about what I drive, because they're going to see you driving that other car and go, dude, what happened? This ride stinks. You had such a cool car. And you went, I'm trying to create generational wealth. And if they don't get that, that's fine.
Yeah. And I'm glad you bring that up, George. Aiden, can I give you another little mini pep talk? George, you know the numbers on student loan, the average student loan. You probably know this. I want you to add to it.
Yep.
But I know that the average college student is spending almost 6 years in trying to attain that degree. So I just want to give you a little perspective that here you are working right now, and many of your friends have got another 5 years before they ever exit college, and then they got the student loan.
Well, actually, I was going to say I don't really agree with that statement with the whole 6 years, but I guess a lot of people do go and get their master's nowadays. So like on average, and then you got some people that are slow, and then you got and then you got doctors, lawyers. I get it. Yeah, I was going to say that there's no way the average is a 6-year term for a bachelor's degree right now.
So the crazy thing is, though, my dad used to work, for colleges, and it historically has been 5 years, really? 4.5 to 5 years. So that's only 2 more semesters for 6. And yourself, especially if you're having to pay for it, maybe you can't get all the classes, or how screwed up sometimes it is, where it's like, why do you just need that one class, but it conflicts with another one, so you have to go a whole nother semester.
Right.
But yeah, it's a lot higher than you would think, even without that. Right. But yeah, even if they were just to say 4 years, this is just, again, Aiden is just killing it.
Yeah.
He's 4 years ahead of everybody. It's a dangerous career, but it's a good career. He clearly likes it because he was, fought to get that age requirement waived so he could be a part of it. And yeah, he's on the right track. So yeah, seems like it'll work out.
Hanging around. What's the average? You have an idea?
We're up to what, 38,000, I think is the average amount of student loans.
6 years to get out of school, and then you walk away on average with about $40,000 in debt. And Aiden, that's not you. So if you start feeling like, oh, I'm worried about what everybody's going to say about me, I'd run that reality through your head one time.
And as you get older, you automatically start caring less and less about what other people think.
Oh, it's so
but
true.
If you do that at 19, dude, you're going to be light years ahead. And that is the best encouragement I can give you, because I remember being your age, and I was a knucklehead, man. I was spending every dime I was making from my jobs. I was buying gear, trying to impress people. And then I realized no one actually cares. They're all so focused on themselves and their own insecurity, and they're doing exactly what you're doing. And when you realize we're all just running our own race as insecure human beings, just do what's right for you.
Yeah. And remember, 20 years from now, Aiden, you're probably going to walk out in your backyard, your neighbor will see you in a robe and tube socks and flip-flops. Because you just don't care.
We're all going to be lame dads one day. Just lean into it, my friend. Hey, we're going to gift you 1 year of Financial Peace University so you can be like mom.
I'm going to go ahead
with her.
And stop it there.
You sure you don't want that Financial Peace University, man?
That's all right.
Don't go to college. Go to ours.
Man, I got to say, what's funny to me, and it's such a throwaway kind of ending statement for him, but that last bit that George was saying about just stop caring what other people think because everybody's too into themselves, that may be the truest thing I think I've ever heard them say.
Yeah.
Because, and it's because we're also, I have so many friends that have so many anxieties about different things, and we are all so kind of insecure about whether it's how we dress, how we look, kind of car we drive and stuff like that, but everybody else is, to the point where they're only thinking that other people are thinking about them, but we're just still thinking about them, thinking about ourselves. So man, almost forget like the financial advice. Sure, Aiden's got it, he's fine. But like that part, take that part home.
Right.
For sure.
Right. No, I definitely agree with that statement. People care way too much what people think. And that's a whole nother topic. But I think, social media is one of those things that kind of enhances that through the roof. I mean, I think even before social media, people cared about what people think. It's kind of a human nature. But, it's you get on Instagram today and you just see like, oh, that guy got the new shoes. Like, now I feel like I need to get them. You know what I mean? So you're always contemplating like, I don't know. But I think what they're saying, the overall wealth goal just measures so much higher once you like understand it than like, do you really need these shoes? Do you really need this? Do you really need that? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no, totally. So,
but I feel like you have to want the wealth goal to actually see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah, for me, it's wanting, and something I don't know if they talk about a lot about like measuring it.
Yeah.
Because if he's able to, let's say 3 months after this call, especially if he does sell that car immediately, he can look back at his savings account very quickly, see what he's not paying in just like 3 to 6 months.
Right.
And just be like, already, that's it. I'm moving towards it. It's working out. Man, definitely if he gets a roommate. I mean, that literally cuts your bills in half. Your utility may go up slightly, but not enough to where it's an issue.
Right.
And yeah, so.
No, I definitely agree.
Yeah. Just, again, kind of wish I was in Aiden's spot.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah. Well, if you enjoyed that, as always, subscribe here. Like, comment, especially if you're an upset firefighter about John's earlier comments. But no, even if you're not, just let us know. We're always curious about kind of your journey. If any of this hits home, if any of what we said hits home.
Right.
So yeah, just appreciate it. We're out.